If not now, when? This body has already indicated how it feels about this issue.
All right, no rebuttals on this one. That was one shot. Get your best shot. All right, it is 8 o'clock, and I want to assure the audience, and this is not the only forum that's going to be happening. This is just the beginning. The election is not until June 3rd. And for those of you, I would imagine everybody that's here is registered to vote, but if you aren't, you still do have time until the 1st of May, 5th of May. So, consider it. Now, we're going to do closing statements and try to move on. We have 3 minutes each for a closing statement. Okay? And we're going to start with Ursula.
We believe that Measure B is not the answer. We believe that it would do more harm than good, that it doesn't address the problem and the concern in the community. We believe it makes criminals out of people who have been doing already for 8 years what has been legal and responsible. We believe that Measure B should be defeated. I understand that there's a concern about the criminal element in the community, but we can come up with something. We're smart people. And I believe that we should tax and regulate and harness the economic potential that's here already. If we're doing $1.5 to $2 billion in this economy using marijuana, having marijuana be a major contributor, why not harness that? Why not really create something where we can benefit from that money? So I would say that let's stop Measure B. Let's keep Measure D, give it a chance. Let's give the sheriff's program, the zip tab program a chance, and then move on from there.
And I would just want to emphasize that we're all concerned about the big-time growers and the criminal element, but reversing Measure G, which is specifically only about people growing less than 25 plants, doesn't address at all the issue of the hardened criminals or the big-time growers. So this is misdirection. They say this is what we're going to accomplish, but their proposition doesn't do anything, and they haven't explained how their proposition is going to change anything about the big-time growers. They're already illegal. But it is going to be going back to an era of reefer madness, where small-time growers are going to have to be freaked out and frightened by police authorities, and that's unfortunate. I want to also be clear that Prop G was personal use. When they bring in the medical marijuana, they're just trying to confuse the issue. We gave ourselves permission, all of us, without a doctor's recommendation, to use marijuana for ourselves for whatever reason. That's part of our freedom. That's part of our pursuit of happiness. And we did that for ourselves. We decriminalized marijuana in this county. These folks want to go backwards when it's clear that more restriction, more prohibition worsens the problem. If Mendocino County can be one of the first counties that moves towards decriminalization, more power to us. Maybe other people will follow later. They act like Mendocino County is punished and it's all happening here. But marijuana is a leading cash crop in all of the counties of California. Marijuana is the leading cash crop in 20 states in the United States. So this isn't just here, this is all over because of prohibition.
Don't be misled by false arguments and misleading statistics. We've heard people say that marijuana cultivation in Mendocino County is really not a problem. That's simply not true, and you all know better. Measure B will not interfere with anyone's ability to have the medicine that they need. At least 47 counties in California adopt state limits. Measure B will not criminalize the small grower. It will address abuses of commercial growers masquerading as medical growers. There was a case on Walker Ridge where a grower started a fire with his generator, which was leaking fuel, as nearly all of them do. And he was growing 300 plants. He had 20 large bags of processed marijuana. And he was let go because he had 19 caregiver cards. They also had to remove 18 cubic yards of contaminated soil. But because he was a medical grower, he's exempt from all criminal and environmental laws. That's the atmosphere that Measure G has created. A woman living in a trailer park with her neighbor growing 25 plants next door could get no relief. A woman in Fort Bragg was attacked by a neighbor's guard dogs. He was only growing 25 plants. The police could do nothing about it. So Measure B simply puts us back in line with state limits, and it discourages the commercial growers. It tells the sheriff and the district attorney to protect us from the abuses of people who are growing marijuana commercially under the false pretense that it's medical. It protects us from those who endanger public safety and trash the environment. It repeals Measure G, which sanctions commercial quantities of 25 plants for everyone, and tells law enforcement that all marijuana laws are the lowest priority and should not be enforced. Repeal G and end the hypocrisy that tells our kids it's okay to break the law as long as you make money.
I had an argument recently with a commercial grower who's not happy with me for my involvement with Yes on D. He argued that I'm just jealous and that he's found an easier way to make a living than I have. He said that with Measure G, he found a loophole in the law big enough to drive a truck through, and that while I'm working harder, he's working smarter. Maybe I'm jealous. I call it resentful or maybe just rage. Every time we get up at 6 in the morning to go to work and they're still sleeping, they're laughing at us. Every time we file an income tax return, they're laughing at us. Every time they drive up in a BMW and get Medi-Cal, they're laughing at us. Every time they get their low-income PG&E electric subsidy to run their grow lights, they're laughing at us. I'm tired of Measure G making a fool out of us. It's wrong. Plain and simple, it's wrong.
Thank you everybody for attending. Stay tuned. There'll be more forums. Keep involved. And please go vote. That's what makes a democracy. Thank you very much for attending.